So hello to all. Welcome to the Global Entrepreneurship Week event organized by UNDP, where we're going to showcase how UNDP through innovative organizations is helping startups grow and how startups with an impact to scale globally. We have on this session I'll say four amazing individuals representing three global programs that UNDP has supported in the previous years, or is starting to support. But before we get into the presentation of the programs and questions and answers that all the startups who have joined have, I would like to give the floor to Simona, who is the national coordinator for the Global Entrepreneurship Week, to have a few words of welcome, followed by Blagica, who is for the first year, I think, I don't know the original title that you have right now, Blagica, but who has, both of them have together with joint forces created this amazing Global Entrepreneurship Week in Macedonia, consisting of 48 events that are happening till Sunday. Simona, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Igor. Dear all, my name is Simona, the coordinator of the Global Entrepreneurship Week in Macedonia. This is a global initiative that is now happening in 180 countries worldwide, where 20,000 partners organize about 40,000 events and unite about 10 million people in a small ecosystem on topics related to entrepreneurship. It is my great pleasure to greet UNDP for the second time in a row. You're participating as a partner, organizing event. And with this, without further ado, I would like to thank you once more for your interest into supporting this kind of ecosystem initiatives, and give the floor to Blagica from Startup Macedonia, who is the host for this initiative in Macedonia. Thank you.
Thank you, Simona. Dear representatives of the United Nations Development Program, dear guest speakers, Angela, Ljupka, Richard, and Tatevic. Dear guests, my name is Blagica Eftimova, and I'm the program coordinator of Startup Macedonia, as Igor mentioned. And as Simona mentioned, Startup Macedonia is the host organization for Global Entrepreneurship Week in North Macedonia since 2018. I can't wait to hear more about this event today and about the three key programs relevant to the entrepreneurs looking to increase their influence abroad, about the programs with Accelerate 2030, Boost, and ImpactAim Accelerator. I would like to greet you all, and I would like to wish you a successful event.
Thank you all. Without further ado, I'll invite Ljupka Mitrinovska, who is the co-founder of Accelerate 2030. Worldwide program, to share a presentation. Ivan, have you given the privileges, co-host privileges, so she can share her presentation? Just wanted to mention that for the first time, Accelerate 2030 program was implemented in Macedonia together with Startup Accelerator, Seavus Accelerator, and Business Impact Hub. We had seven startups who joined the program, and we'll hear later on about the impact that the program made on a local level from Angela. But first, Ljupka, can you present us the program, the key findings of the program, which is truly global and truly change maker?
Thank you very much, Igor. Thank you very much to all the organizers for this lovely invitation. I'm sorry for any background noise that you might be hearing. That's the reality of virtual events. And congratulations on such an impressive program of so many events. It seems to be a very rich content week. To maybe just share a little bit of what we do. So my name is Ljupka Mitrinovska. I'm one of the founders and global program manager of Accelerate 2030. I will try to share my screen to lead you through a visual presentation as well. So I am working at ImpactAim Geneva, who is one of the initiators and the lead of the program. And what Accelerate 2030 does is a global program with an aim to support entrepreneurs who are contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals and who have solutions that are very relevant to them and that want to scale them, to actually support them in doing so. And we do that by collaborating with different partners from many different sectors and putting the entrepreneurs in the focus. We're very much focused on developing and emerging economies, but we're also looking into how we can support more and more entrepreneurs from across the world. To tell you a little bit more about our motivation and how this program started, maybe a bit of background on the Impact Hub as well, for those that don't know about the organization. So Impact Hub is one of the world's largest entrepreneurial communities. We are present in more than 60 countries in the world, in more than 100 cities. And we are these community builders. We do have co-working spaces in these locations most of the time. We run a lot of programs to support entrepreneurs, and we're very much focused on entrepreneurs that generate positive social or environmental impact. So with this mission in mind, and for us especially being based in Geneva, when the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2030 were brought, we felt that it's really part of our achieving our mission to put the entrepreneurs on this agenda. And we really started the program together with the UNDP in Geneva with a belief that entrepreneurs have a key role to play in solving our world's most pressing challenges, and that really they have the solutions and the tools to do that. But where they need support is in unlocking more resources, unlocking more connections, networks, and support. And being based in Geneva among this very vibrant community of UN and development actors, a very vibrant finance and investment community, corporate sector, we had this vision to unlock this for entrepreneurs from across the world. So we started this in 2016 in 10 countries. We brought only 5 entrepreneurs, and I will tell you how the program has grown in the meantime. But maybe just a little bit of what is kind of the business logic behind. So the Sustainable Development Goals are basically not just the business of governments and NGOs and international organizations, but pursuing business models that tackle these challenges. According to certain researchers, show that they can unlock 12 trillion of US dollars in business opportunities and more than 300,000 millions of jobs. So it really makes sense to work on these issues, to try to solve them, and there is rationale and interest for businesses to get involved. So since we started the program in 2016, we have been present in 33 countries. We've received more than 3,000 applications. We've engaged with many partners across all these countries. And with this latest cohort, we've supported in different capacities more than 400 entrepreneurs. So this shows that there are entrepreneurs that want to do good and that have solutions, and that there is interest for such support and such programs. And just a little bit on what are the achievements of some of the entrepreneurs that take part in our program. These are the numbers of the latest global cohort. And even in the year of a COVID crisis, a lot of them achieved an impressive increase in employment, in funding raised, almost 200 increase in their beneficiaries. And very happy to see that all of them would highly recommend the program to other entrepreneurs. So talking and mentioning entrepreneurs, solutions, so who are we talking about? I would actually like to invite you to our website to see our latest global cohort that we just announced a few days ago. These are the alumni of the previous cohort and to whom the previous numbers were connected. So you can see its organization, its ventures from different countries working on different topics, such as waste management or creating bioplastics out of organic waste, providing clean water, providing health solutions like telemedicine. These are alumni champions, and they are actually going to be even involved as mentors to some of them to the next cohort. As I said, we're in the middle of the 4th edition now. We just finished the national phases, and Angela will tell you a bit more of how that looked like in Macedonia. And we are launching now the global phase of the program, which starts with a skilling week in Geneva and continues with 6 months of support of the global cohort. But how the program works in a nutshell is that in all countries where we're present, and in this year, in this edition, we were across 20 countries, we would work with the local hubs and the UNDP country offices in those countries to launch a campaign and select the top ventures that would then form the national cohort. And then we run a national skill ready program through which we support the entrepreneurs with different boot camps, mentorship and expert support. Then the national teams at the end of this phase nominate their top entrepreneurs, and Global Jury in Geneva selects the global cohort that we have just selected and that we are about to welcome in Geneva. So what happens at the end of November is that we're hosting the Accelerate 2030 Skilling Week. And this is kind of the big bang of the program, where entrepreneurs are, the global cohort is invited to really make high-level strategic connections. We try to connect them with people from investment funds, UN agencies, corporates that are relevant for the work that they do. They get to present at a global stage. Following this week, in the next 6 months, we work together with partners like Boston Consulting Group, International Trade Center, and many individual coaches and experts to bring their scaling ambition to life. So this is what we do with the program, and the program in a nutshell. We're now in the midst of the preparation, and I'm just coming from some of the diagnostic schools with entrepreneurs. It's a really exciting cohort. So please do go ahead to our website and check out the portfolio page, learn more about the entrepreneurs. And if by any chance you're in Geneva at this time, we would be happy to welcome you to some of our events and have you connected with the entrepreneurs. And if you're an entrepreneur, we are looking forward to get your application in the next iteration of the program. That's it from my side for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ljupka. We'll be zooming out from Geneva and zooming into Armenia. But before that, I would like to say to everybody participating on this seminar, both here on the Zoom link or on YouTube channels or Facebook channels, please leave your comments, questions, and I'll try to invite the speakers to answer them. Tatevik, in Armenia, there is an accelerator called ImpactAim. And the goal of the accelerator is to leverage all the UNDP global expertise and global network in order to help startups to achieve the SDGs. Can you share more about what you have done in the previous period and how you're expanding to different continents, not only Armenia and Europe? Thanks.
Thank you so much, Igor, and I'm really happy to join this call. Hello, everyone, and I'm Tatevik, as Igor said. I'm representing ImpactAim Armenia, which is an accelerator. Let me also pull up my presentation so you can also see really nice visuals and just not me speaking all the time. So basically, the story of the ImpactAim Accelerator started back in 2017 when Armenia hosted the IID Summit. And after the IID Summit, which was the International Summit for Investment Development, and the idea was born to organize a platform which will obviously help the private sector, connect private sector and the public sector together. And as you can see here on my slide really nicely, it says technology for good. And obviously we started to look for technological solution which would be able to onboard and support the public sector in addressing development challenges. And in doing so, the ImpactAim Accelerator started from just an open call here in Armenia, and that was without any thematic coverages. There was lots of kind of lessons learned and experience sharing happening in the back end. And based on that, we moved toward more thematic accelerator programs. And as you can see here, as of now, we managed to tackle 5 thematic challenges. The first one I would like to specifically talk about is the Climate Change and Energy Efficiency Accelerator. So the CCTA, the Climate Change Tech Accelerator, is the one to bring a proof of concept for the accelerator, and so far has been the one with the largest portfolio. And when we speak about the climate change, it is not necessarily purely the solutions or ventures which are tackling all the challenges under the SDG number 13, rather than we had lots of ventures also tackling issues related to sustainable cities, related to forest management, wildfires, and many others. And just recently, we also launched and successfully implemented in the thematic coverage of climate change, the Energy Efficiency Accelerator. The accelerator, as part of this, there was a successful spin-off from the CCTA, that's the Agritech Accelerator. And compared to other accelerators, Agritech also was able to onboard another very important player in this field. That was academic institution, and we collaborated with a local university to help them to go through to open up the call to go through the incubation program and all the way to the acceleration program, and specifically target challenges in the field of sustainable agricultural practices. The other successful initiative of ImpactAim is the GovTech Accelerator, where we again partnered with a local implementing partner to help the government of Armenia in identifying technological solutions which would specifically target at bringing solutions for the government. And I'm really proud to also speak about another successful initiative of ImpactAim, which is the SDG number 5 and accelerated number 5, which is implemented under the SDG 5. And we tackle here the gender equality and women empowerment, and we support lots of women and girls by providing them tech skills and also providing opportunity for women and girls to be enrolled into advancing their business into more a digital scale. And just recently, ImpactAim also started to work on an assistive technologies thematic coverage. And this accelerator is currently ongoing, and we are almost kind of moving to another phase where we onboarded 12 successful startups which are tackling or bringing solutions, again, technological solutions for people who have certain disabilities due to various factors. As you can see, there is other figures here on my screen, and I want to highlight and mention that our calls are happening on a global basis. And so far, we received applications from around 52 countries. And we do not kind of limit our scope in Armenia, but also we try to onboard ventures from all over the world, because the calls are global. And our calls are global also due to the global network, which we also bring, meaning that the mentors and trainers and coaches who work with the successful startups and the ventures, around 150 plus mentors and trainers are happy to work with the onboarders. I will not go too deep into the figures more. There is around the overall portfolio of the ImpactAim Accelerator is around 47 ventures. And this is the number of the successful graduates of the program as of today. I also want to just shortly present the global scale-up and replication of ImpactAim. So far, as of today, ImpactAim was designed and piloted in Armenia, but we successfully extended our geographic coverage toward Southeast Asia, and we managed to kind of collaborate with our UNDP country office, and Indonesia, AIM was born. And I'm proud to say that this accelerator is successfully flourishing, and they are partnering with 500 startups and implementing thematic acceleration programs as well. Another successful kind of collaboration is with the UNDP Vietnam office, where we helped to establish the EPIC Accelerator program. This was a circular economy, creation of a circular economy based model for preventing plastic waste. And ImpactAim Armenia provided a support with not just the design and launch of the program, but also specifically the impact measurement and management, which I'll speak a little bit later. And also recent collaboration because of unfortunate pandemic, but fortunate for us to have another really nice successful collaboration is the Boost. And I think my colleague Rikard is going to talk about Boost more. And we helped here again partnered with Boost initiative by providing again support on the content management, on the replication of certain mechanisms, and also the impact measurement and management track. I keep saying impact measurement and management, and probably you might be asking, what is impact measurement and management? So unlike traditional accelerator programs, ImpactAim Armenia is a business impact accelerator, and we also offer on top of like the traditional tracks which exist as part of other accelerators, we also offer the impact measurement and management track. And by doing so, we are trying to help the onboarded ventures to measure, to analyze, to understand their impact models, and obviously to bring them to the phase when they are able to talk about their impact, they are able to communicate their impact. And in doing so, our main target is to help the ventures to understand how to align their business model with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So the overarching goal and overarching target is help the ventures to analyze their impact and to align their impact models with the UN SDGs. And IMM service offer is implemented in support of the acceleration program. It is also implemented in support of the Impact Investment Fund, which is called Tech for SDGs, again established here as part of our program, and the UNDP project. So the IMM service offer is like an all-inclusive framework which helps to understand the impact performance of enterprises against the SDGs and contributes the SDG agenda by alignment of their business models. And in doing so, we so far applied from theory to practice model, meaning that we offer a 5-module IMM curriculum, which is again designed by the ImpactAim Armenia. And in designing the curriculum, we incorporate the best international IMM frameworks and networks. And many of you might be familiar with the impact management project, with the Global Impact Investment Network, IRIS Plus taxonomy, and also the SDG indicators. And I also want to say that alongside with the 5-module IMM curriculum, we also offer an in-house designed IMM toolkit, which is called Impact Station. And the toolkit is also helping the ventures to model their impact there and bring all the way toward the communication phase. And upon completion of their models, we also offer one-on-one mentorship. So they are able to design their impact decks and use the impact decks when they will be talking to their stakeholders, when they will be talking to impact investors or impact angels and other beneficiaries. So this is the main 3 phases the ventures usually go through, the assessment phase, the design phase, and the communication phase. And I also mentioned the impact station, the toolkit. Let me just show a couple of just screenshots. And most importantly, this is an SDG alignment theory of a change model. And at the core is the business lean canvas. So what we did, instead of overburdening a kind of with another impact model, we had the business model at the core of our toolkit, our curriculum. And on top of the business model, we build the impact model. So whenever there is a decision happening on the business model or the monetization aspect, it automatically has connection also with the impact model. Another couple of kind of screenshots from the software, another impact profile from designed venture. And last but not least, our team. We have like currently 6 people, pretty small, but we managed to ensure global scale up. And really be happy to answer any questions you may have. So let me stop it here and pass the floor back to Igor. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatevic, for the presentation. Before we continue with Rykart, I would like to say hi to everybody watching us on YouTube or the Facebook channels, the live stream on YouTube and Facebook channels. You can leave your comments or in the comment section in both social media platforms, and I'll try to ask the panelists. Rykart, the Boost program, you're a project manager of the Boost program, which is an exciting financial vehicle by the Istanbul Regional Hub. Can you tell us more about the Boost program? And yeah, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Igor. And let me just start by also congratulating the organizer of this week. And it's just been a very, very exciting and insightful week. And I've been listening into some of the events. I know there's been a lot. So congratulations to a very successful week. And I wish I could have been there in person in North Macedonia. I hope that next year perhaps we can meet in real life and network and share ideas and get to know you all better. But I'll share with you some. Let's see if we get the presentation. 1 second. A little bit what we've been doing with Boost. Boost was launched last year as a response to the pandemic, and it's a regional acceleration program to help accelerate social innovations to boost the recovery efforts from COVID-19 and tackling the socio-economic impact and the development challenges that we saw exacerbated by the pandemic. So the objective of Boost is really to accelerate the impact of innovative solutions in the region. When I say region, that is Europe and Central Asia. I work here in Istanbul at our regional center. So we're covering 18 countries and territories from here. And we have been working on Boost, not just with startups and entrepreneurs, but also with other actors such as civil society organizations, academia, and research institutions. So we set up an acceleration program, completely virtual, to support innovators and entrepreneurs with funding, with the business development support, with mentorship, and with the partnerships. And so before initiating the action program, we do a needs assessment with each organization, and we try to tailor the content to make it as valuable as possible for each organization. And we do this also by tapping into the big network of UNDP. We are present in over 170 countries and territories, and we have many exciting partnerships both on the national, regional, and global level to draw upon. So in the first 3 challenges that we launched, we looked at solutions to boost what we had identified as enablers for the COVID-19 recovery efforts specific to a region. That was digitalization, well-being, and low-touch economies. And so Boost for us was part of UNDP's response to the COVID-19 crisis, and designed to look and to help societies look beyond recovery and making choices and managing complexity and uncertainty. So it's a 4 months, quite intense program with about 100 hours in total of of training sessions spread over 2 to 3 sessions per week. And as much as we, of course, want the participants in the acceleration program to succeed and scale their innovations and improve their businesses, and we also have another agenda, and it's not a hidden one. It's in the same for my fellow panelists, the 2030 agenda for sustainable development. So through Boost, what we're trying to do is to drive this agenda forward and accelerate the achievement of the SDGs. So, but in order to do this, what we need to do is to better understand the systems that we are trying to change. So we also see Boost as a platform for us that, together with the participants, generate learnings on systemic impact across diverse solutions, organizations, and cohorts. So it's really about designing, implementing, and learning from transformative solutions. So we'll take the participants through a 4 months acceleration program with these 4 tracks that you see in front of you: sense making, impact measurement and management. That's big shout out to Tatevik and her team for helping us with that. A technology and business track, and the Crowdfunding Academy. So the sense making is really a tool that enables the generation of learnings, identifying connections between different initiatives, and results in systemic level insights. And so for Boost, we apply the sense making across all the solutions to have a broader understanding of what emerges across the different thematic areas and challenges, the needs that different initiatives are meeting, and what types of resources they are bringing to the identified challenges. The impact track, as I said, we had the support from our Armenian colleagues. The tech and business track, we focused on business development and scaling. We worked there, we implemented this track together with our main partners, K-Works and Startup Grind. And we had 2 main focus areas there: digital transformation and tech-empowered business model innovation. And then finally, the Crowdfunding Academy. It's a training program on how to successfully design and run crowdfunding campaigns. And it features modules on compelling storytelling, on setting financial goals, outreach, and communication strategies. So this is the program. And so if this sounds interesting, I hope that you'll keep your eyes open for new innovation challenges that will launch on the Boost platform. Our next call will be launched in December. We'll be looking at women entrepreneurs, startups, and innovators. We'll be trying to find innovations that can help tackle or bridge the gender digital divide. We'll be looking at improved connectivity, visibility in data, access to resources, and also supporting women entrepreneurs working on cutting edge technology, as we see that there's significant underrepresentation of women in this industry. So that is the next call, but we'll be launching more on the Boost platform, and I'll leave you here with some links to our website where you can check the 29 graduated innovators from our first round. And please connect with us through boost@undp.org, and I'll be happy to take any questions. Back to Igor, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you, Rikard. We'll be following shortly with questions and answers from the general public. Ivan just told me that around 50 people are watching us on the social media channels. And now, last but not least, Angela. Angela was the national coordinator of the Acceleration 2030 program, which happened for the first time in Macedonia. The other two programs, Boost or ImpactAim, we are waiting for you guys, and we'll be implementing them in Macedonia. But Angela, tell us about some key facts about the program that was implemented in the previous couple of months, and what does it mean from a national perspective to be a Accelerate 2030 startup. Thank you.
Hello, Igor. Thank you for the introduction. At the beginning of this, I would like first to extend our gratitude to UNDP national team for supporting Accelerate 2030 in Macedonia and organizing this event through which we can present new opportunities for Macedonian startups. And it's really my honor to be in this virtual space with these amazing speakers today. As Igor said, my name is Ljupka Mitrinovska, and I'm the program coordinator of Seavus Accelerator, which is actually the first corporate accelerator in our country. And we are active for 3 years now. And so far, we implemented 5 acceleration programs and supported more than 35 startups. And also, as Igor said, I'm also national program coordinator for Accelerate 2030 in North Macedonia this year. And with this program, our country for the first time joined the 4th edition of Accelerate 2030 together with 20 other countries and 260 entrepreneurs from all around the globe. And for the national phase that we implemented it here, we did that together with Business Impact Lab, which is actually the first time in our ecosystem to accelerators to join forces to implement such a program. And of course, we had the support from UNDP, SWICP, and Fund for Innovation and Technology Development. Through this program, we supported 7 startups, and we are super happy to announce that among 260 entrepreneurs from all around the world, our startup from the national batch from North Macedonia was selected as a global finalist and will get support from the global team in Geneva in the following 6 months. That startup is Aircare, and we are really, really proud of that. And during the program, each of these 7 startups who joined us went through 4 months of, I would say, an intensive work with more than 20 mentors that we had on board. And through that, we try to cover all of the major topics that are important for the development of any startup, such as finance, sales, marketing, business development, etc. But I would say what is unique about this program are the topics that we usually don't have in our other programs, such as impact measurement toward SDGs, creating strategies for scaling their impact, and leadership and well-being, also known as sustainable youth. And I've mentioned all of this and how we do that through these 4 months. We've done it through group, national and global sessions, Q&A sessions, and also individual sessions where the startups worked individually with each mentor on their specific business case. And that is basically our approach in every program, to create as much as we can a tailor-made program so we can really give the support that the startups need. And what is also unique about that, this Accelerate 2030 program that we implemented it here, at the beginning of the program, we did a diagnostic check with each startup. And each week in the following 4 months, we had an individual sessions with the startups where we were setting the weekly goals and KPIs, through which we could continuously check their progress and also see what kind of support we can give to them. Besides all of this great content and all of the support that we had from the startups to cover all of these modules and topics that I've mentioned, I would say the most important thing of the program and really important element of it is the peer exchange that is happening on the national level. But being part of a global program together with 20 other countries, it's giving us the opportunity to connect the Macedonian startups with the startups from all around the globe. our startups had a chance to meet startups from Colombia, Mexico, China, Turkey, and many others, which brings them to, in some cases, to make some collaborations between them, and also to share knowledge and experience among the group. And of course, I have to mention here the support that we received from UNDP. I mean, actually, the startups that received from UNDP. Our startups were presented in the UNDP community. And also the national team of UNDP connect them with other organizations and startups from other countries. And if we have to convert, if we can convert these 4 months and all of these modules and all of these sessions into numbers, that will come to more than 300 hours of investment in total in these startups. And at the end of every program, and also this program, we had a big hybrid demo day, which the aim of that event was to showcase our startups in front of the potential investors and also in front of the broader startup community.
Thank you, Angela. With 300 hours of mentorship help, you were not sleeping much, right?
Well, I hope that you cannot see that today after today's crash. And
That being said, I would like to ask Rajkard and Tatevik now, because we know about Accelerate 2030, the next iteration stage will again have you as partners and will be implementing the process in Macedonia. Rajkard and Tatevik, how is the application period and how does the application process looks like from your acceleration mentorship help that you're offering for the region? Tatevik or Rajkard?
Rajkard, do you want to go to first, or I can go?
you go, Tatevik, please.
Okay, thank you. So as I mentioned in my presentation, thank you, Igor. Very, very interesting question. And I think many of the startups or the audience which we have today will be interested in the application process. So basically, we opened the calls under the thematic certain areas. And I talked about the thematic areas and we opened the call globally, meaning that any startup which is able to find that application, and we do that to make sure that there is a lot of coverage on social media, on our website and everywhere in our networks, we ensure global reach. So the startups are able to apply, and we do not necessarily look for startups at specific growth phase, meaning that it can be an idea phase, it can be a pre-seed or seed phase, even a growth phase. So they are welcome to apply. As long as they are tackling, they have a solution, a mainly technological solution under that very thematic field-based acceleration program. And usually the calls like the calls are happening most probably within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It depends on the thematic coverage also. And upon receiving the application, there is the evaluation process, the due diligence, and so forth as a regular process happening for the onboarding. And I also just want to mention that right now, the last kind of, as of 2021, we successfully completed the acceleration program on energy efficiency. And I talked about it, and currently there is the assistive technologies acceleration program happening right now. And the acceleration number 5, which is tackling women and girls and gender empowerment again. This is also an ongoing acceleration program. And as long as the next call will be kind of become available, I will be happy to share that within our networks and also using this opportunity. So make sure that our startups are aware about this process. And that's much from my side, and pass it to Rajkard, I think.
Any startups from Macedonia that have gone through your process till now?
Let me remember. I think we might have been working with as part of the boost, and Rajkard can correct me if I'm wrong. But I need to dig into the numbers again. Around 52 countries. We managed to cover 52 countries.
We'll be more active in the forthcoming period.
Okay, thank you.
Rajkard, boost.
Yeah, thank you. And no, actually, of the 29 graduates we had in the first rounds of boost, we didn't have anyone from any organizations from North Macedonia. So it would be really good to ensure we have a few on board in the next round. And so we'll open, so the first one last year, then we were focusing on digitalization, well-being, and low-touch economies. And this one, as I was saying, this one, the next one that we will launch on the Boost platform, will be focusing on women in tech. So December, we're launching the call. End of January, we'll close it. In February, we'll have our international jury assess the applications, and the selection, the criteria for selection that is on scalability, viability, potential for impact, level of innovation, and effectiveness, or assessed effectiveness for the acceleration of the Sustainable Development Goals. The only thing we have said in terms of like where you have to be in with your innovation or your business is that you should have at least if we assess that you have the ability or capacity to implement your solution within the next 3 to 6 months. And so that will be the assessment in February, and then we're aiming to start the acceleration program in March or April 2022, and then running for 4 months. And everything will be announced on our website, so please keep an eye there. And if there's anyone that's listening in right now that think that can this program could be interesting for them, then please drop us an email, and we'll make sure that you get the announcement or the communication when the call is out.
I think after this call, we'll be sharing all your information with the participants and everybody who couldn't make it, and everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. Before we continue, I would also remind everybody that this is an open discussion, so you can either post a question on social media or ask to unmute yourself, and we'll put you in the panel so you can ask the questions to any of our panelists. Ljupka, you have been doing the Accelerate 2030 program for 4 or 5 years already. Can you name one champion which Accelerate 2030 helped, or let's say, because Accelerate 2030 during the UNDP Geneva Summit, Finance Summit in February, or an interesting situation how, let's say, a UNDP event helped a startup with an impact grow? Thanks.
Sure, I can share many actually, and I can put back the slide with the entrepreneurs. I can actually try to do that, so I can tell you a few stories. But definitely the value of Geneva as a door opener is quite powerful. We have the luck to have this ecosystem in our backyard. And by the way, in my introduction, I didn't actually say, which I guess was obvious, that I'm Macedonian by origin. And for me, it was really the greatest pleasure to have something that we've built out of Geneva, that we've brought to so many countries, to actually bring it back to Macedonia. And and maybe you've concluded that Mitrinovska is a really a common surname in the country. Anyway, so sharing some of the stories and the value of this collaboration. Let me just share the screen. So one part is the Geneva ecosystem and all the resources and networks and doors that can be opened from here. But it's also a big part of the program is this cross-sector collaboration. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel or kind of do everything by ourselves, but it's really involving all the different partners from different sectors, like the key UN agencies that might have the connections or the expertise, investor advisors, the corporates that work in that sector, to really make it happen, because our mission is to scale the best solutions. And this does not happen. The motto of the global network of Impact Hub is that impact does not happen in isolation. So it's really needed that we collaborate across these sectors to make it happen. So a few examples of how these events and also some of our participation in the SDG Finance Summit in the past has contributed is that a lot of these entrepreneurs, for example, if you look at the Costa Rica insect company, which is now SIBO, they came as a local company from Costa Rica, and now they're a company with presence in the UK, in the Netherlands. They're still running their operations in Costa Rica and looking to grow to other countries. And this has been due to the support they've gotten through the International Trade Center in Geneva, through the Impact Hub, through the connections from UNDP. So they came as a local company, and now they're cross country. I don't want to use multinational, it has a different meaning, but they're in several countries. If you see, so, and by the way, what they're doing is an alternative food protein made from insects. So this is, and it's not just the technological solution, but they also involve the local communities. They train local farmers in how they can replicate and use this process to increase their livelihoods. So it has the environmental and the social component as well. Solubio from Brazil develops organic fertilizers, biopesticides, and they are a very successful company in Brazil. They call themselves the Nespresso of biopesticides because they give farmers the whole kit through which they can generate their own biopesticides on their farm. And what happened during this last scaling week, in a collaboration, they met Sampangan, which is a waste management company from Indonesia. They also have a very innovative technology of how they take any waste. They call it the magic box. So it goes into this box, and without any CO2 emissions, this waste is transferred into products that can then be used in organic or regenerative agricultural practices. So they're now setting up a joint venture between Sampangan from Indonesia and Solubio in Brazil to bring this technology to Brazil. And there are quite a few other examples, but this peer collaboration and entrepreneurs from different parts of the world being able to meet and cross-fertilize each other's impact, that's something really valuable. But we've also seen through the examples like the Costa Rican insect company, how powerful these connections internationally can be when partners decide to join forces and work together for a greater mission.
Yes, thank you, Ljupka. And I think impact hubs around the world are doing a great job in accelerating the SDGs towards the deadline, which is 2030. I know that on the last iteration, and that's why I'm excited actually that one startup joined the global program and will be traveling with to Geneva for everything that you have prepared there for a week-long journey, let's say, around $7 million. When we're thinking about finances, what can startups applying to different programs like Boost and ImpactAim expect from the program? Rikard?
Yeah, I mean, we had in the first round some 10 financial grants that we awarded the best solutions at the end of the program. But I think the finance is one thing, and we're trying obviously during the program also to ensure that the organizations, the startups, they get exposure to other investors. We can help them with one part, but we want to tap into other partnerships and networks that we have. And with UNDP being a global organization, we already have like other parts of the system that we can bring in for this. But I also wanted to mention on the financing, since one of our tracks is the Crowdfunding Academy, and we had one of our organizations that took part in the first, one of our graduates from here in Turkey, the Young Guru Academy. It's a project that's been transforming science sessions from offline to online, and brought education within the STEM field to disadvantaged children in Turkey and also in Kenya, where they work. And through the Boost program and the Crowdfunding Academy, they have managed to launch a successful crowdfunding campaign, raising nearly $100,000 US. So that was something that we had hoped for, but we didn't even dare to dream about before starting. So that's other ways of financing that we're trying to help the organization achieve as well.
Thank you, Raikar. I saw in your slides you already invested or deployed like $400,000 to early stage startups through Boost program, which is a remarkable number for this kind of startups who are working in impact. Tatevik?
Thank you for the question, Igor. So as Raikar mentioned already, we also try, first of all, to ensure that our ventures have exposure not just to mentorship and capacity building on a local basis, but also on a global basis, meaning that the mentors, trainers, and coaches who are supporting the guys and the ventures, they are coming from international networks, bringing on all their expertise and all their capacities. So alongside also, we make sure that a lot of invested in their capacity and knowledge building. And it comes to technological aspect, it comes to bring capacities and skills toward financial management, marketing skills, pitching skills, and most importantly, impact measurement and management skills. And also we make sure that the guys upon exit, they have decks, impact business decks, which are applicable to various pitching scenarios, starting from traditional investors up all the way to the impact investors and angel networks or traditional VC funds and many other institutions. And also, we also make sure that there is certain prizes and awards as part of our acceleration program. It is not necessarily funding as such or a seed funding as such. That's more of a prizes or awards which is awarded to certain prominent startups and ventures, so they are able to boost or they are able to kick off certain ideas as part of their journey for the SDG acceleration. And I'm really also happy to mention just a couple of cases of our successful acceleration program when, for example, the ventures had exposure to international networks and they were able to scale up. For example, they started from Armenia and we helped them all the way to scale up their solution toward other countries, not necessarily to the developing countries of Europe, but to the US, to other markets as well. And just recently, just today, I'm receiving an information that, for example, one of our ventures, which is an AI-based kind of using the robot, they have this very nice friendly companion and helping the children in the hospital settings. They have been recognized by Time as the best invention and innovation of 2021. So these are the types of kind of solutions. These are the type of very prominent startups which will help them to kind of become part of this global network and get access to capacities and knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatevik. Before we started, everybody asked me like, why 1.5 hours? You know, like Zoom is so tiring. So I will shortly be finishing the session. If you have any final questions, I'm referring to the participants, feel free. If not, we'll follow up with the emails of the contact emails of the 3 acceleration programs, so you can apply or follow their web pages for next challenges. I would like to finish with Angela. Angela, you are coming with that from a tech background. Most of the startups you have been dealing over the years are tech-oriented startups. This was the first time you were dealing with startups with an impact or social entrepreneurs, or call them whatever you want. How important was that you went through a program for how to deal with impact-oriented startups? I know that during the Accelerate 2030, from the global team, they organized special sessions actually for national coordinators as yourself for how to deal with impactful startups or social entrepreneurs.
Yes. So yeah, as you said, as a corporate accelerator coming from a tech corporation, since we have the know-how, it was naturally to support tech-oriented startups. But prior Accelerate 2030, actually in our programs, we had impact startups and we were familiar with them and the needs and what kind of support they need. Maybe at that moment we couldn't deliver all of that, but through this program we managed to do that. Basically, the methodology of the all of the programs are pretty much the same. Maybe the biggest difference in this program was the unique approach that this program has, through which we support entrepreneurs to scale their solution in a way that is sustainable for them, their business, and drives a shift toward a more sustainable economy. Of course, here are the main pillars that I've mentioned before that are different than our other programs, like impact measurement towards SDGs, creating strategies to scale impact, impact communication, and also sustainable U module. And also when it comes to measurement, of course, that we are measuring all the metrics that are important for the development of any startup and that are important for their future development. But we also had our focus was also on the impact measurement. And as we see in the other presentations, that if we achieve the SDGs, it may open up new opportunities, at least $12 trillion in opportunities. And with this, we should maybe focus and shift the economy, and also to encourage more and more startups to work towards that. And also, what we see through these years is that there are so many startups creating impact, but they're not aware of that. So maybe through programs like this, we can show them just the way and discover what kind of impact that they can create in the community. You asked me about what kind of support we receive from the global team. Since we are not experts in any area, but it's truly really important for us as program managers, coordinators, facilitators of these startups to be familiar with all of the topics that we are covering in the programs. During the program, we had more than 10 global sessions and gatherings with experts coming from the Impact Hubs, coming from Boston Consulting Group, International Trade Center, and many more, where we covered all of the main pillars of the program. That was really important for us for building the internal capacities of our organizations, for us as a program coordinators and managers. And even though, some of the content was delivered from our side, but even though if we had done experts for each module, it was important that we are familiar with all of the aspects, since we were the first line of support for these startups. And also, as we have for the entrepreneurs peer sessions, we also have peer sessions for the program managers from all of the countries. So we had a few group peer-to-peer sessions for program managers, where we could exchange knowledge and experience in order how to create a better program, better methodology, and content that it would be really that works best for the startup, and it's meaningful for these entrepreneurs who will come on board.
And
it's amazing. Yeah.
And Angel, because Rijkaard and Tatevic have not been in contact with Macedonian startups, what Macedonian startups are made of? Name the 3 top startups that you have met over the.
Oh, no, you cannot ask me that.
Three
no.
questions. Three.
Let's give a spotlight to the one that is actually going to the global program, because
Ljupka, would you like to take that? Since it would, since that he is coming to,
uncomfortable situation for a program manager that has developed really close relationships with these entrepreneurs. So we do have one Macedonian venture that will be joining the global phase. This is Aircare, which is a mobile app that visualizes air quality data and helps people to see what kind of air they breathe. So based on that, they can take action, they can apply pressure to the government, to corporates, to whoever is needed, and in that way empowering them to take an action for a greener future. Do check them out if you by any chance haven't heard of them. They're already in, I think, more than 40 countries they're present, and we will be working with them in the global phase to connect them with all the, let's say, institutions and organizations that can really help them towards their mission and bring this solution wherever is needed. And we had also some others in terms of organic fertilizers and enabling psychological support. And
I personally liked eBionics. Why you didn't pick eBionics? Like, they were my favorites. These guys made an artificial hands, bionic hands. If the market for those kind of hands is $35,000, they created one for $1,400. Great group of young.
If I can mention another one I saw from the panel that you led, Angela, on Wednesday, Raskovor, if I pronounce it correctly, with Gergely, a teletherapy marketplace. I thought it was a brilliant innovation and business idea, and that would have been something that would have been very nicely aligned with what we did in our first round. But it seems that over the past year, they have been really been able to scale up their solutions. So super inspiring to see and hear from him. So whoever is listening in now and who haven't seen that or who didn't tune in on Wednesday, then have a look at the recording there to learn from him.
Yes, they were yes. Okay, Rasgo, everybody has their favorites. This being,
I didn't say it was a favorite. I said it was a good one.
I like how we outsource this, so it's not Angela saying this, but like the different panelists are sharing. I just have to say something that we get to see kind of presentations of entrepreneurs from more than 20 countries. And I had the pleasure to listen all of the pitches from the Macedonian mentors, and the level of presentation and the progress they made in the program was really impressive. So I didn't make it to that event on the Wednesday, but I would also encourage everyone that would like to be inspired to go and listen, because it's a really great solutions with really high quality of presentation, which I think is a great package. So well done to all the team included in running the program locally. Well done.
I think it's time to say it. We can start. Thank you for participating on the panel session. I know that we'll be shooting startups your way, Tatevik and Rykart, and Ljupka, for the next iteration of Accelerate 2030. We are here. That will happen in now you have the global phase. I wish you all the best in Geneva, and Angela will keep in touch. Thank you all. Simona, thank you for spearheading the whole Global Entrepreneurship Week in North Macedonia. You're living in my favorite city, Warsaw, so have a nice winter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Igor. Thanks, everyone.
I really don't know why we wave in Zoom calls, but I'll continue with the practice.
Thank you so much, Igor, for this opportunity, and really nice to meet you.
We'll keep in touch. Like, we'll be sending startups your way.
And make sure the startup you mentioned about the assistive technologies, they learn about the ImpactAim assistive technologies.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.